Coming up on OC News, Huntington Beach continues to deal with one of the biggest oil spills in California history. Plus, Apple just dropped the new iPhone 13. We'll take a look on how iPhone enthusiasts are reacting to the newest model and its new features. And we'll show you how one CSUF student celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month by teaching traditional Mexican music. We'll be covering these stories and more today on OC News.
This just in tech news. First responder on police.
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts.
I feel blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the broadcast journalism students
at Cal State Fullerton. OC News starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to OC News. I'm Jessica Gonzalez. The OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. Cleanup is underway after a massive oil spill in Orange County that canceled Huntington Beach air show yesterday. On Monday, the United States Coast Guard led efforts to clean up a massive oil spill that has closed several beaches and canceled weekend events around the Huntington Beach Pier. The Orange County Wildlife Reserve workers were also on hand to clean wildlife that were covered in oil. Officials say the damaged pipeline allowed over 100,000 gallons of oil to spill into the ocean. The pipeline is connected to the oil platform located about 6 miles offshore, known as Ellie, owned by Houston-based Amplify Energy. Officials estimated the spill to be about 13 square miles in size and has moved south, forcing Laguna and Newport beaches to close. Orange County Supervisor Katrina Foley voiced her concerns over the spill.
And so they've cut off the valve, or they've shut off the valve rather, and then they capped the pipeline, and they have divers going down, like you said, and trying to repair it. But yes, we need answers, and the public deserves answers. This has devastated our California coastline in Orange County, and it's having a tremendous impact on our ecological preserves as well as our economics. So it's time to answer the question.
A brush fire broke out in the hills around Brea yesterday afternoon that forced the 57 freeway to temporarily close. Just after 2 p.m., a Brea resident called firefighters about a fire happening behind his home. Firemen arrived minutes later with the help of the Orange County Fire Authority and Los Angeles County Fire Department. The fire burned east of Brea Boulevard and spread north, away from homes nearby. Firefighters had secured about 40% of the perimeter around 6:30 that evening. No evacuations were done. Crews stayed in the area that evening to monitor hotspots and potential flare-ups. No injuries were reported and no structures were threatened. New footage shows a suspect vandalizing the George Floyd statue in New York yesterday. This is the second time that the statue has been targeted. The video shows the suspect go by on a skateboard and throw blue paint over the statue Sunday morning, just after 10 o'clock. The statue sits next to the statues of Breonna Taylor and Congressman John Lewis. Floyd's statue was the only one vandalized. Floyd's brother, Terrence Floyd, was at the scene on Sunday.
We are acknowledging that we're woke, we're going to stay woke, and we're going to do this in love, peace, and unity, and we're going to keep healing together.
Reporters Melanie Ferrari and Natalia Valle went to find out on how the social media outage has affected students on campus.
Today marks the longest social media outage in history. Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp stopped working at around 11:40 a.m. Eastern Time and ended about 3 p.m.
My Instagram's not loading. Neither is Facebook. We're here at CSUF to find out what students did during the social media outage.
I'm interning at a company for social media, a social media intern basically, and I was trying to find out stuff, resources for my company, and it was like completely gone. It was like refreshing, and it didn't work.
That is an issue, yeah, where it's just kind of like, if we're not on social media, what do we do now? Or like socialize with someone, but I'm very shy, so that's why I'm like, I'll just...
Chief Technology Officer of Facebook, Mike Schofer, tweeted his apologies today in this quote.
The reason for the outage is still unknown, but we'll keep you updated. Back to you in the studio, Jessica.
When OC News returns, children misbehaving in school is nothing new, but these internet trends are taking it to a whole new level. Plus, how Cal State Fullerton community gathered to reflect on the COVID-19 pandemic.
I have a question about
Apple recently dropped a new iPhone. Our reporter Michael Guzman was in the Brea area with more details on the latest drop.
I'm really excited to get the new iPhone.
Apple just dropped their newest iPhone. iPhone enthusiasts line up here to pick up their newest iPhones. This year's newest iPhones are the iPhone 13, the 13 mini, the 13 Pro, and the iPhone 13 Pro Max. The new editions are said to have a better quality camera, new colors, a longer lasting battery, and more storage options. Although it has been just a year ago since the iPhone 12 was released, we all need to get our hands on the new iPhone, right?
Honestly, I currently have the iPhone 11, so I could finally get a new one because it's been 2 years and I could trade it in. And honestly, it just looks really cool. I really want the pink one.
The most attractive feature about this new iPhone isn't its specs, it's its price range. The lowest it's going for is $699 and the highest it's going for is $1,600.
iPhone prices this year are the same as last year's prices. Same price, but more to offer.
Because I don't want to fall behind, I want to be up to date like everybody else is with the latest technology.
If you're still on the fence about purchasing this year's launch, don't worry. There will always be next year for a new drop. I'm Michael Guzman Dueñas in Brea, reporting for OC News.
While TikTok continues to take on the world with its dance trends and the viral salmon rice bowl, there are much more devious behaviors being encouraged by the popular social media site. Students in Fullerton high schools and middle schools are being challenged to steal and vandalize their schools and harass fellow classmates and teachers. They are called Devious Licks. Some of the challenges include slapping a teacher, poking fellow students' breasts, and stealing soap and hand towel dispensers. They are even doing disgusting pranks such as putting feces in the soap dispensers. Some schools are having to supervise students to use the bathroom. As Hispanic Heritage Month continues, Natalia Valle has a story that highlights the influence of Hispanics in our community.
Thank you, Jessica. I have the pleasure of talking to Julissa Maceos, a 23-year-old Cal State Fullerton student that uses the power of music to teach her community about her Oaxacan roots. Music, arts, and colors are some of the things that characterize the Hispanic community in Los Angeles and Orange County. According to the U.S. Census, 34% of the people in OC are Hispanic. From September 15 to October 15, the community celebrates the National Hispanic American Heritage Month. Here at Cal State Fullerton, over 45% of the student population enrolled are Hispanic Latinx. Among those students, we have Julissa Maceos, who with her family founded the Maceos Music Academy, a place where they embrace and teach Oaxacan music to children and adults.
I am 23 years old and I go to Cal State Fullerton. I am currently doing my master's in music and it is my first year there. I was born in San Andres Solaga, which is a village in Oaxaca. I came to the United States with my parents at the age of 2.
Maceos music students feel that learning their traditions through music keeps their Oaxacan roots alive and brings them closer to their parents, since entire families attend every afternoon the academy to practice the instruments. The Maceos family story was shared on a Netflix show that celebrates diversity and the presence of the Hispanic community in California named City of Ghosts.
Even here, being a female band director is hard because they don't take you seriously. But my dad always encouraged me to teach. He always pushed me to lead.
La forma en que nosotros aportamos es enseñándole a los niños de oaxaqueños nacidos en este país, enseñándoles la cultura, la música, nuestras tradiciones.
Julissa and her family serve as an inspiration to younger Hispanic generations that want to continue to learn and embrace their culture through the universal language of music. I'm Natalia Valle in Fullerton reporting for OC News. Hispanic Heritage Month is a celebration that will continue until October 15. We expect to see more Latin and Hispanic events on campus in the future. Tune in to OC News for any updates and upcoming events. Let's go back to you, Jessica.
Thanks, Natalia. Last week, the Cal State Fullerton community gathered for a candlelight vigil to reflect on the COVID-19 pandemic. Over 100 students, faculty, and staff gathered on Thursday night outside the Langdor Hall. 4 guest speakers were present, including CSUF president, spoke about the challenges faced over the past 19 months. Those who attended the event held the moment of silence and held candles to remember those lost of COVID-19. The president also said that the university will hold the Titans Community Together event next month on November 16th. When we return, we will show how you have a chance to win $670 million. Plus, we will dig deep into how Cal State Fullerton students and fans can watch their teams play.
A domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
You said make it bigger, baby. The bigger the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
This year, the Big West announced a partnership with ESPN that will broadcast their athletic events on their streaming services, ESPN+. Johnny Ariano went behind the scenes to see what it took to get a show on air.
Note Petretis, who goes for the left-hand side. She's got an open teammate down the middle. Solano works! Solano scores! 1, 2, 3, Long Beach State has taken the lead at 2-1.
That's how most people heard it who were not at the game. But what really goes on behind the scenes at a broadcast sounds a little bit more like this.
Note Petretis, who goes for the left-hand side. She's got an open teammate down the middle. Solano works! Solano scores! 1, 2, 3, Long Beach State has taken the lead at 2-1.
In anticipation of college sports officially being back, the Big West announced a deal with ESPN this past July, allowing more than 600 sporting events to be streamed on ESPN+. Each Big West affiliated school is allowed to have their own way to broadcast, but Cal State Fullerton chose to go the route more closer to home.
One thing about our group is that we're all Titans here. You know, we all went to school here, we all have big pride in the university, and we just love being part of the sports program. You know, anytime we're involved with the Titans, you're gonna get our best shot here. You know, we're all pretty invested.
Robbie Loya is a current student at Cal State Fullerton who was able to not only lend his voice for broadcasting games, but also learn and benefit from this great opportunity that the Big West has given.
It's awesome. It's one of those things where I could just put in my resume, and I'm very humbled for me to be able to say that, hey, I broadcast some games on ESPN Plus along with produce and do some camera and help in any way I can for this athletic department to be the best broadcast that we give out in the Big West Conference. And
the deal will span over multiple years and will cover all sports including baseball, basketball, and soccer, just to name a few. The next Fullerton cast will be on Thursday as women's soccer takes on UC Davis. From Fullerton with OC News, I'm Johnny Ariano.
The Titans are coming off a rough week from their sports teams. Johnny Ariano has more with the week's sports report.
Thank you, Jessica. The Titans had 3 games this weekend, one for men's soccer, women's soccer, and women's volleyball. We start with the men's soccer on Saturday. They headed south to take on UC San Diego in a conference matchup. We start in the 37th minute with Jonah Bryan scoring his second goal for the Tritons. The senior put up his second goal, getting the Tritons up 1-0. 30 minutes later, Nick Carrito, a local guy from Cal State Fullerton from Diamond Bar, hits his 4th goal of the season. 2-0 go the Tritons, and that's all they would need. They end up beating Cal State Fullerton after a 78-minute goal by Sebastian Cruz, his 5th of the season. Cal State Fullerton now falls 0-2 in conference, 6-2 overall record. The next game is against Cal State University of Bakersfield. Now, yesterday's action, we had women's soccer action. The women's Titans team took on Cal State Long Beach, and in the first half, Maddie Perez was able to induce a penalty kick in the box. The kick was taken by Callie Picha Juarez, and she scores her 4th goal of the season in the 18th minute. giving them a much-needed lead against Cal State University Long Beach. But one person that Cal State Long Beach has that Cal State Fullerton does not have, that would be Lena Solano. Right here in the box, bang, 8th goal of the season for Solano. The junior is already leading the team in scores. Right there, she tacks on. But guess what? She is not even done yet. In the 88th minute, with 1 minute and 9 seconds left in the game, off a set piece, too much for Cal State Fullerton to handle. On the set piece, they confuse them with a 2-1 lead, Solano's 9th goal of the season. Cal State Fullerton is able to take the loss in this game. Cal State Long Beach now takes sole possession of first place in the Big West Conference. As for Cal State Long Beach, they fall to 8th place. And finally, we have some volleyball for you. On Sunday, Cal State Fullerton went to Hawaii, but there wasn't much celebrating or dancing going on. Cal State Fullerton fell to a big, heavy deficit in the game, gone 2-0. But they were able to come back, causing an extra point third set. All in all, Hawaii takes the win. They win 3-2 and take sole possession as well of first place in the Big West Conference. And just like women's soccer, women's volleyball takes 8th place in conference for the Big West. They are 4-7 overall, 1-3 in conference, and that's not a great start. Going to Major League Baseball, where a local team is back in the race. The Los Angeles Dodgers are back in the postseason in an unfamiliar spot. Even with their 105-win season, they find themselves in the wild card. They are set to play the St. Louis Cardinals on Wednesday at 5 p.m. As for Cal State Fullerton, they look to have a better week. On Wednesday, men's soccer hits the road to Cal State Bakersfield. The women's team takes on UC Davis at home. That'll be broadcast right here on ESPN+. And the volleyball team plays on Friday against Cal State Northridge. All games are slated to start at 7 p.m. That's all we got for sports today. Back to you, Jessica.
Thanks, Johnny. Are you feeling lucky? You have another chance to win the big bucks. Tonight's Powerball drawing is worth an estimated $670 million. The jackpot rolled over again. After there was no winning in Saturday's drawing, the Powerball has been rolling over for months. The jackpot was last hit in June. If someone wins tonight, they will take home $475 million. The odds of winning are 1 to nearly 300 million. Thank you for joining us today on OC News. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Titan TV CSUF. We'll see you next week. Have a great rest of your day.